Did you know that in November of 2021, the city of Hanahan issued a survey so residents could give feedback on the city's comprehensive planning process? The results from this survey were quite unexpected and provide key takeaways for the direction that Hanahan is going to take. But what exactly are those plans? Well, let's dive right in. Last year, I made a more in-depth video about Hanahan, breaking down the city, fun things to do, real estate prices, and popular neighborhoods. We won't be talking about these topics in this video, so if you want to learn more about these aspects of Hanahan, then I will leave a link to that video in the description. This plan was titled The Pathway to the Future, and it's the city's long-term roadmap that outlines growth strategies, community goals, land use, and so much more. It exists to ensure the compliance with South Carolina state requirements, and it's reviewed every 5 years. So back to the survey. It was actually given in response to this plan back in 2022. Many questions on the survey were regarding deeper planning level issues that provided an option to give an open-ended response. The results of these questions were compiled and analyzed. Some of the most popular words or concepts associated with Hanahan were small town, safe, community, parks, walkable, family-friendly, and clean. These identifiers are important to the people who live in Hanahan because they are the main drivers for the people who choose to live here. The results showed that about 60% of respondents felt concerned or very concerned about the city's future, with the three largest being overpopulation, housing density, and infrastructure, such as road, sidewalks, and traffic mitigation. There were also concerns about future land use, recreational spaces, and promoting a mixed-use downtown. So based on the community feedback, the city of Hanahan was able to nail down the top 3 goals residents want to see over the next decade. The first, more public recreation, amenities, and community spaces. The second biggest goal was expanding the protection of cultural, historic, and natural resources. And the third was breathing new life into unused or underutilized land. One major theme that kept coming up was the desire to keep Hanahan's small town charm. Folks wanted to stay true to its roots, but they also want more things to do, especially when it comes to recreation. This input helped shape the city's long-term vision, which is built around 4 key guiding principles in the plan. The first is all about protecting Hanahan's small town character while maintaining a high quality of life. The second focuses on improving the quality and variety of public services available to residents. Third, the city aims to grow in a responsible, sustainable way while also supporting more affordable housing options. And lastly, Hanahan wants to make its land more valuable and desirable, not just for current residents, but for investors and local business owners too. So while most communities are cultivated with things like monuments, architecture, art, and heritage, Hanahan is different because it has history as a military town with strong family values to celebrate veterans. A popular example of this is the Red, White, and Blue Festival. It's clear that Hanahan wants to preserve these values and continue to attract and retain citizens who are family-oriented, and it's great to see that it's going to be a major driver for the city's future. So how has Hanahan already improved the quality and variety of public services? Well, back in 2012, the city reviewed this plan and determined that parks and recreation was a top priority for the residents. In response to this, Hanahan built a community amphitheater in 2013, and it can seat over 2,500 people, making it one of the largest open-air venues in the Tri-County area. The backdrop for this amphitheater is the Goose Creek Reservoir, and it has some incredible views. Hanahan also added 2 new parks called Hawks Nest Park and a waterfront access park on Stewart Street. Hawks Nest quickly became a staple in the community with a baseball field, fishing dock, football fields, tennis courts, soccer fields, and walking trails. It's located right next to Bones Corner Elementary School, and youth sports leagues take place here as well. Stewart Street Park is located near Goose Creek, and it features a new fishing pier, dock, and playground right next to the river. These efforts didn't go unnoticed, with 56% of respondents saying they were satisfied with the new facilities and services. Some other parks in the city that are going to be getting upgrades include Hanahan Recreation Complex, Loftus Field, and the Bettis Boat Landing. So the city is actively working on improving the existing amenities, and this track record shows that they are great at listening to the feedback from the community. Not many towns can say that. Now let's talk about the growth and what the city wants to do to make sure it's sustainable while retaining that small town feel. Because of the recent growth that's occurred in Hanahan, the city is almost completely built out with limited land remaining. 40% of all housing stock in Hanahan has been constructed since the year 2000, with the majority of it being done between 2000 and 2009, primarily in Tanner Plantation. With limited amount of land available for new development, the low supply of available housing, and the increasing demand for homes, there has been a steady rise in prices, and this has directly caused a decline in affordability. The impact of large-scale developments like Tanner Plantation has an effect on traffic, school capacity, emergency response time, and the natural environment. Hanahan finds itself in a classic case of the supply and demand struggle. Back in 2017, the median sales price for a single-family home in Hanahan was $240,000, and at the time I made this video, the median sales price was nearly double that at $480,000. These prices obviously fluctuate with time, but Hanahan has continued to outpace other cities like Goose Creek and Somerville due to these land constraints and because it's in a desirable area. But the city is aware that they can't stifle growth as it could impact the financial and economic stability of the community in the long run. So one potential idea to help with these concerns is infill development on land that's already been developed, usually on vacant lots or unused or underutilized property. This matters because it will continue to preserve the green spaces and prevent urban sprawl, revitalize older neighborhoods, and will help to maintain the town's character. They want to build smarter, not larger. Walkable neighborhoods that are connected to activity centers that allow for a mixture of housing options will help enhance the community's character. Some other goals are to diversify the community and increase affordable home options. Higher density housing has always been a tough sell in Hanahan for the reasons I've already talked about. And if you want to pick a fight with a Hanahan resident, by the way, just talk to them about apartment buildings. But the city is being intentional with where these medium to high density neighborhoods are going to be located. Take a look at this map. You can see the areas that are yellow and orange are going to be medium and high density neighborhoods. So think townhomes and apartments. The green areas on the map show conservation and recreational areas with nature and wetlands, and the tan color represents low-density neighborhoods like single-family homes. There is a good balance of low and medium-density neighborhoods with only a few spots being reserved for high-density living. On the south side of the map, the pastel red color represents the town center, mixed-use development, and a town center expansion area. I think this is a really important piece because developing this area on the south side of the city gives Hanahan a way to hold on to its small town identity while still giving folks easier access to better shopping and entertainment options just a short drive away. And on that note, let's talk about the revitalization of the town center in downtown Hanahan. I think this is going to play a key role in the city's future, especially considering what came out of the town master plan community survey. The feedback was pretty telling. Between 50 and 70% of residents disagreed or strongly disagreed with statements that town center was welcoming to visitors or locals, being a source of pride, or giving Hanahan a strong sense of community. It's clear there's a lot of room for improvement. Town center is home to many local businesses, and these are important to help maintain the city's small town charm, but residents say there needs to be more shopping and dining services locally. According to the same survey, nearly 90% of respondents rate current shopping and dining options in the town center as either poor or very poor. There are many successful shopping and dining destinations in Charleston, such as Shem Creek, Avalon and West Ashley, Park Circle in North Charleston, and Somerville's historic downtown. So we know that reinvesting in an older downtown area has its challenges, but if done correctly, can completely transform it for the better. A more prosperous town center would benefit residents, investors, and the city with greater economic development by bringing in more people from all over the metro, not just residents of Hanahan, to enjoy restaurants and shopping options without damaging the small town feel. I do wonder if being this close to Park Circle means Hanahan is going to have competition though. When you think about it, if Hanahan builds a vibrant town center that is similar to something like Nexton Square, but smaller with great restaurants and shopping, it would help put Hanahan on the map. The city's actually working with a firm already called Bode Row, and the conceptual images of this mixed-use town center already look great. Nothing too flashy to help maintain a small town feel, combined with it being located in the southernmost region of the city. So most neighborhoods wouldn't be affected at all, and there would still be a ton of preserved green space and wetlands too. The goal is to encourage a live, work, play atmosphere in town center to attract more businesses to the area. And it's clear that people who live here think that this is a good direction. Another big takeaway from this survey was that 90% of respondents agree or strongly agree that more access to recreational activities will improve the overall quality of life. Trends reveal that young professionals, families, and even empty nesters are beginning to prefer the mixed-use atmosphere as opposed to suburbia. And Hanahan has an opportunity to capitalize on recreational areas, including the Goose Creek Reservoir and its variety of parks. There is a ton of potential to use them as a catalyst for economic development with connected mixed-use spaces. An important first step the city is taking to improve this interconnectivity is something called the Tanner Plantation Multipurpose Trail. It's going to be a walking and bike path designed to connect neighborhoods, schools, and other recreational spaces. Phase 3 is currently underway, and it aims to extend the trail by nearly a mile along Foster Creek Road. When you look at other areas around the metro like Nexton and Park Circle, housing near these types of mixed-use areas has become highly desirable. With the affordability already being a concern for the city, it's likely we're going to see more single-family homes, duplexes, and other residential development in those higher density areas that I talked about earlier. So I covered the key points in Hanahan's 2040 comprehensive plan, but there is so much more going on if you want to read about it yourself. I'll leave a link to it in this video description down below. These changes are going to shake up the current identity of Hanahan, but not to an extreme extent with the proper planning. Ensuring that small town feel, but with more shopping, restaurant, and entertainment options, combined with mixed-use development seems like a good direction to go. The potential benefits for people who live here would be massive. If you have any questions about Hanahan or literally any other city around the metro, don't hesitate to reach out. I myself own a house in Hanahan, and as a top real estate team here in Charleston, we want to earn your business and be your resource for all things real estate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.